maintain a healthy mindset? That's the question that I want to kind of get into in this game. And I want to get into it in the context of what happens in this game. So, what I want to talk about is both how we can maintain a healthy mindset in game as well as out of game when things go badly. When things, things might look promising, but in the end,
30 seconds until minions spawn.
things, some really bad things happen that really make you, you know, where it's like to the point where you're not even sure if you want to play the game anymore. Or you want to maybe just stop playing ranked. You want to stop trying to rank up and even improve. And this is that type of game for me. And this was actually a couple of weeks ago. I just couldn't bear to watch it back because it was so. I mean, it's the definition of tilt basically. This type of game. So I want to talk about gameplay and what I'm doing in the game, so we can all elevate our gameplay and take our game to the next level and improve as players, regardless of our roles. And I want to talk about again a healthy mindset in game to increase our chances of winning, but also out of game after the game, and what we can do to keep sane basically. So I want to call attention to how I leashed with my W, which empowers my auto attacks, and just to give my jungler that advantage, just make his life that much easier. Also notice that I put a pink ward in the river around 115 or 117, I think, this game, which is to prevent their jungler from invading, and it's also to make sure that our pathing, when we walk through Tribush after leashing, that we know we're safe from their bot lane trying to cheese. So right now, we're just trying to get level 2. In this matchup, Caitlyn Nami, I mean, obviously they have a huge advantage in terms of, poke and lane control, especially early without the threat of my R and Misfortune's R. But it's just, it's a really hard lane to really deal with for us, for me and Misfortune. And again, it's because of Nami's poke, relatively long cooldowns, and Caitlyn's, her range is just insane, insanely good. But obviously there are drawbacks to playing Caitlyn, but in lane she's really good. I mean, she's a lane dominant champion, so you notice that, they're pushing the wave and they have complete control early. I'm using my W to tank the wave for Misfortune just to make it easier for her to farm. I want to prevent them from getting their wave under our turret because it will make it harder for Misfortune to farm, and thereby that will maybe possibly delay her power spikes because she might not be that good or adept at farming under turret. So I want to give my ADC all the advantages that I can. So that's why I'm trying to keep the opposing wave, the enemy wave, under, or prevent them from getting their wave under our turret, just to make it easier for my ADC to farm. Notice that Yi is coming, and I'm standing far back. I'm not walking up, which I see many supports do, which makes it obvious that you're getting a gank. So we'll get Nami's flash and Vladimir's TP. Could be Garen or Vlad, but if we look at the minimap, we see that it's Vlad. I ignite, and because I have my Q, and yeah, so this turns out great for us. We get Nami's flash, we get Caitlyn's flash, and Vladimir's TP and flash. Plus, 2 kills. So great a situation for us. A great outcome, and a perfect time for me to just quickly go back, recall, and get my boots of mobility. Also notice that I'm not upgrading my coin to nomads because my priority is always to carry, and to carry I need to roam. I need to be able to make quick rotations both in and out of lane, and boots of mobility helps me do exactly that. A pink ward is very important to do exactly what I'm doing right now, which is to ward dragon early to prevent their jungler from sneaking dragon, or their bot lane from getting priority bot lane by pushing us in, which they definitely can because of the matchup, and then, you know, rotating with their jungler to get dragon. So this is definitely an ideal start for us. Good gank, good setup by me, good follow-up by Misfortune, and the enemy was maybe a bit careless, and just, you know, everything's going great so far. There's nothing to really, you know, no negatives. It's all good so far. I'm pinging that the enemy bot lane is missing. We're just waiting. This is going to create a slow push, which means that our wave is going to build up and become really, really big. And that's because Misfortune is last hitting and because the enemy is not present in lane. And then naturally, in that scenario, our wave is going to build up because our minions will kill their minions quicker. And because of the help from Misfortune and because the enemy is not there to see us. Notice that Vlad rotated deeper into our jungle to put a ward on Yi's red, which is very good by him. Or what a very good, yeah, just a good decision by him. We'll give their jungler, you know, relieve some pressure off him. Make things easier for Kha'Zix to anticipate where Yi's going to be, where he's going to gank. Also lets their bot lane play more aggressively because they have this safety, you know, knowing that Yi is not gonna come bot lane. So their bot lane can play more aggressively. But Vladimir can also play towards his pink ward brush in the river because he knows that Yi is gonna go and rotate to the other side of our jungle, not our red side. So he also has the safety of you know, playing more aggressively, more just knowing that it's very unlikely for E to make a play there as long as he has his pool. So, and in lane, I mean, there's not that much to say. I mean, it's hard to really make anything happen. I mean, if I land a hook, then definitely, you know, it's you know, it could lead to a kill, especially when we're both level 6, me and Misfortune. But I mean, but waiting for the right time is a big part of LoL too, like timing, when to rotate, when to go in, you know, in lane, or when to go in when you're ganking and so on. You know, it's that's all part of the game. Those are all individual skills, all aspects of your own game that need to be refined, and you need to develop that understanding through experience. So yeah, I don't like to try to force it. With Nautilus, you can force it with your R. That's kind of the good thing with Nautilus. You can force an engage whenever you want to with your R, and that's why I love his R so much, because it is point and click, and you know, it has that knock up, so it's really, really good. But still, it's you know, it's timing. You don't want to waste that R either because it has a long cooldown. So notice on the map that they have a good ward in our brush on our side of the jungle. I'm not sure if Kha'Zix or Vladimir put that there. I think maybe it was Kha'Zix before he rotated to Dragon. That's a really good ward by them. And because, I mean, Yi was topside, I'm not sure. I think he tried to gank, and you know, he showed there on the map. Makes it an easy decision for the enemy team to get Dragon for free. They also have priority bot lane because of the nature of the matchup. Nami, Caitlyn, you know, there's not much we can do. They can just... Them having priority means that they're pushing us under turret. So they push us under turret, they have priority. That's how it works, and that means that we have to make a decision to either rotate and, you know, lose out on CS, which is... CS, what is CS? It's gold and experience. Or, and you know, possibly contest an objective, or, you know, the safest play, and what most people do generally, is to stay in lane and just farm the wave, and then you give up the objective. That's usually what people do in ranked, because it is the safer option, and contesting an objective requires more coordination. I cleared their pink, and because I put my own pink down, they don't know where I am. Kha'Zix flashes, uses R, and then a perfect chain of abilities lets us secure the kill with some good teamwork and good reaction by Serath to get out of harm's way. So that was, you know, we got Kha'Zix flash. Again, this is something we should time. Flashes are 5 minutes, so it's not really, you know, it's not hard, it's not difficult to time flashes. You just need to, you know, ping it and just kind of be aware of it. And just get used to calling it out, not to your team, but to yourself. Pathing, this is pathing. Let's see how this develops. Looks very good. And then Kate flashes, and I save my Q. A shame that we don't get the kill there. A bit surprising to me. I feel like I played that very good. My pathing was ideal, and so was my... Yeah, that was very good. I flashed out of turret range, so I didn't take the last hit. It was very good. I think I played that very well, and I think my team reacted well. I mean, we waste... See, this is... I don't like this. I think Serath should just stay... Look at the indecisiveness of Serath on the minimap. He just doesn't know how to react. That's what I'm getting here, based on how he's playing. He doesn't know should he commit or not. It turns out well, but I'm not a big fan of this type of hesitation that he shows. He should... I mean, he can rotate, but then do it with confidence. You know, don't hesitate. Or... I mean, personally, if I was Serath, I think I probably would have just stayed in just mid lane, just make Vladimir lose as much CS as possible. I time my taking the cone with Aatrox's position just to cut off Garen. So yeah, this is really good, really ideal, perfect. How this played out. And I think I want to ward Herald here, or no, I'm actually calling here. I want to take Herald here. I don't want to just ward, I want to take. You see, I always have pinks because for this reason, you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe you get a kill top lane when you rotate, and then you can do this. You can, you know, quickly take Herald. Their bot lane is obviously getting a lot of harass on our turret, you know, dwindling down our turret health. So, you know, there's always an exchange when you make a play. You know, the enemy is going to get something when you do something. I mean, that's how it is. But you can force, you know, you gain tempo. Let's see what's happening here. We got the kill. We got Garen's TP now because he was forced to TP back because we killed him. And then I also have the Herald. I decide to use it early. Could wait and use the Empowered Recall for the added advantage. Maybe... In this game, I felt just like I wanted to just do it kind of quickly. I wanted to get the plates, and I saw a chance and I took it. Because if I wait, there is also a chance that, you know, we might not be able to use it. That would be the worst case, getting Herald and not being able to use it. So we got the plates. They only have one plating left, so that's really good. That's more gold, both for me and Serath. I'm rotating bot lane. To help Misfortune finally, and she's been doing well on her own. But you see that we still have 50% health almost, or 40% health left on her turret, which is very, very good. This is ideal. And with Misfortune's R, she doesn't have that right now. It's sometime until it gets off cooldown. But with her R2, she can also delay them. Getting turret, even if I am roaming, so that's good. And she's been playing safe. She survived. So everything so far is actually pretty... You know, it's really good. It's going really good for the blue team here, for our team. So they have a ward in this bush, so they know who will recall them. Let's see what I'm getting here. Yeah, I have the Crystal Embracer, and then it's the Glacial Shroud. Working towards Righteous. Righteous is an amazing item that will allow you to carry. Obviously, if you played Nami, then Righteous is not the right call to make, but Alistar, Nautilus, maybe Pike, maybe. Just, and especially Leona, you know, it's just amazing. This is, I think if he maybe reacted a bit quicker, then it would have been okay. Misfortune definitely R2 way too soon there. She should have waited for the knock-up and then walk up, continually walk up to get into a better position. That was a shame. She definitely did not time her R correctly there. I'm going hard, trying to make something happen. But I mean, if I die, okay, you know, it's okay. I've accepted it that I will die there. And, very good. Definitely an ideal situation. Yeah. I mean, she tried, you know, it's not always easy to calculate and to know your damage and how things are gonna play out, and sometimes you just need to kind of try, you know, and that's what Misfortune did there. So I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with that, you know. Sometimes you gotta try. You gotta try to make things happen and see how things turn out. You know, that's it. So again, so far, you know, really good. We got a top turret, mid turret, and bot turret. We definitely have a lead here, so let's see what happens. Let's see, especially in terms of, again, keeping a healthy mindset, like, you know, because everything is good so far. So let's see what happens and see why I wanted to use this game specifically as an example in the context of that question. Putting some deep wards down, you can clearly see that my priority here is, you know, looking for, or just securing Baron. I mean, bot lane, our bot turret is, you know, it's low. They can get that easily. I don't want to spend a lot of focus, a lot of time on our bot turret. We have the Herald Vision around Dragon, so that's good. And I'm sweeping our jungle just to make sure that they didn't put any deep wards down. Aatrox is top, this is a problem, so it's a 5-4 in their favor. And then a late TP by Aatrox, I would say a very bad TP. I landed very good first in my opinion. That was a very good R by Nami to disengage. This is turning out really well, yeah. Very good. Quadra kill, yeah. And then we get Dragon, and then we push this wave in quickly, and we get some damage, or we're gonna get this mid turret probably. Yeah. Looking at the death timers, we're definitely gonna get this turret too. Or you see, I recall. I don't spend time. They have the damage. I'm just gonna go back, get my wards, buy items if I can, buy 2 pinks, always want to have pinks, and then immediately go to Baron to secure a vision around Baron. Just make sure that we're ready to set up a play. And notice that I'm at like 50% health, and that's because I don't want to waste any time standing in the fountain. I don't want the enemy to get any advantages in terms of vision. I don't want the enemy or Nami or anyone to come here before I do. I want to be the first one to arrive at whatever, you know, destination I want to be at as quickly as possible. So really deep vision. I mean, everything is going great so far. Notice that the entire enemy team except Garen are on the opposite side of the map, so that's also interesting. You know, this is just we have much more coordination. It doesn't make much sense to me why they would all be bot lane. I don't really know. I feel like it's just a lack of coordination. It's just kind of messy. Garen is alone. We don't know where anyone except Vladimir is on the map. Or any of the other, the enemy team is on that except Garen and Vlad, so this makes a lot of sense. So again, everything is ideal, everything is going really great. Now we do see Nami bot lane, so we We don't have Misfortune, that's not good, but we do have Yi, and Yi does have his ultimate, and he has Smite too, Red Smite. So that makes it, you know, an easy decision to go for. With my W, I have quite a lot of tanking too. Apex decides to go aggressively here, and but you notice that Yi is messing up really badly here, standing behind Baron, which makes him take much more damage. This is a big misplay by Yi. Standing behind Baron, taking extra damage, because you take more damage when you're standing behind Baron, not in front of Baron. When you stand in front of Baron, you take less damage. I think this was a big mistake. This was a turning point, unfortunately, for the in favor of the enemy team. And I think I'm not gonna like blame everything on Yi, but it was a big mistake. If he didn't do that, we would have secured Baron, and we would have maintained a lot of control. Instead, they re-establish vision. They clear my vision. Now they have control. I mean, that's really what's happening here. I mean, they got the bots hurt. They did not lose Baron. If they just get mid hurt, then basically the game's even. Like, there's really, and they have vision now. So, I mean, now I would say the game went from us having complete control and you know, the game going really well, to the game being like maybe like 55-45 in our favor. So, and yeah, Aatrox is careless, I think. Yeah, we did not have any vision around Baron, and he was playing pretty far up. Made it easy for Cossacks to make a play. I'm trying to reestablish vision, but their pinks make it hard. I recall to replenish wards. I'm thinking of converging on Garen because he's in a vulnerable position. Of course, Garen is very tanky, and I know that, but I feel like we have to try to make something happen at this point. But as you can see, even with chaining all my abilities together, you know, my passive, which immobilizes him, all that stuff, I mean, Misfortune doesn't have a chance. I mean, this Garen's incredibly tanky now, which is a big problem. He can kind of just do whatever he wants at this point, I feel. He's just so tanky, so strong, so fast with his Q, that he can just kind of do whatever he wants, and that's a big problem. If Aatrox doesn't equalize in some fashion by doing, you know, pulling pressure some on the other side of the map or somewhere else, or unless he can 1v1 Garen, then, you know, that's a big problem. Then we need to maybe 5v4 while Garen pushes or something. We need to punish them somehow. You know, we can't just let them do whatever they want. Again, I'm trying to... This is a perfect time to re-establish vision here, because of the enemy team we have. They're all clumped together in the mid lane, so this is an ideal time for me to establish vision. You see, I'm pinging Baron here because I want to either bait or star Baron. Baiting is more like, this is a big blocking the ultimate, and big mistake by Vladimir. I don't know what he's thinking here. He wastes his flash. That's something we can time. That would be 28 if we time it. Interesting. I made an aggressive play. Of course, Caitlyn took the flash. You look at how tanky this guy is. And he has like a lot of regen too. Just look at his HP. Just look at how quickly it regenerates. I think that's combination. That's a combination between both his passive and his, or maybe his W passive. Not. I don't recall 100% now if it's his passive plus W passive and his itemization. But regardless, I mean, you see, he has insane regen, and he's just wasting time here. And I know he's wasting time, so I'm just time my. Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, I just time my movement with his. Because I'm wasting his time, he's trying to waste our time, but I know what he's doing. So. This is, yeah, I mean, this turns out pretty good. But I do feel like notice that I'm pinging Baron. Again, I just feel like when he died around Baron, we just lost a lot of momentum. Aatrox is trying to go, make something happen, so that's good. So right now, you know, we have the advantage, but Garen is super tanky, and like this is an open game. Like we have the advantage, but like if they just get mid turret, again, if they just get mid turret, they get a bit more map control, and then it's really just a toss up. It's like 50-50. It's like who gets the best engage, or who dies first. Just a lot of random factors. So my priority, what I want to do to impact the game, I want to make the play. I want to control vision, and I want to make the play. But to make the play, I also need to be in the right spot at the right time. And that's kind of what I'm trying. I can't force it. I can only try to predict what the enemy's going to do and just try to rotate quickly and so on, and just capitalize if I see a chance too. But I have to see that chance. I have to recognize that chance. And so far, I haven't seen, except the chances that I already have taken, I haven't really seen any other chances to capitalize and make something happen. So Yi is top. This dangerous by him. I don't really know what he's doing. It's incredibly dangerous to do what he's doing, even with his ultimate, and he can escape quickly and all that. But I mean, you see that he is very squishy, and yeah, Yi had to use his ultimate, and it's very good. But let's see what's Garen doing. So Yi died, Kha'Zix side. So we don't have our jungler. That makes it hard too. Take Baron. That's the problem right now. We can't. We can take Baron, but obviously without Yi, it's a bit more risky. And so Aatrox decides to go aggressive again. When you repeat the same pattern, you become predictable. So I would say, he got the kill, so that's good. But yeah, it's if he always goes out of the Baron pit to engage, it becomes predictable. So it's just something to keep in mind. So we're taking Baron here, and notice that no one finished Baron. I don't understand why my team did not finish Baron. I'm the support, so I'm recalling, and I have basically no auto attack damage, and my team should have finished Baron there, no question. And they didn't, and they got Baron with Nami's R. But notice, I'm not typing. I am not spam pinging. I recall, and I immediately purchase items. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I said this is the type of game where you feel like maybe you don't even want to play anymore, you want to quit playing ranked and so on. Maybe now you probably understand why. Now the game really is, now the game is 55, maybe 60-40 in the enemy's favor. Obviously we should have had Baron twice. That one time where Yi messed up, and then it was this time where all my team had to do was to finish taking Baron. It had like 100 and something HP left. So yeah, and but again, I don't type. I am immediately just rotating to Dragon, because Dragon is the next big objective to spawn, and I'm just playing like I normally would. No time is wasted. There's no emotion. It's just action. Okay, they got Baron. What do I do now? That's my mindset. So obviously I want to win, and I want to do everything I can to win. Notice Kha'Zix rotated around a pretty smart, creative, interesting pathing by him, where he went around to maybe flank us. And Aatrox, I tried to make a play, and then Aatrox, he tried to make something happen. Maybe didn't know his own limitations. I'm not sure. And this is really, you see the turning point here. They got Baron, and then I'm not sure if my team maybe got a bit tilted and stuff. Like, for me, I think it's pretty clear. I'm just doing what I can do, and now there's nothing I can do. My teammates died, and they get Baron for free. Serath is, I don't know what he's doing. And yeah, I'm just playing. I'm just trying to do what I can. My team You know, I think they're all tilted mentally. They've kind of just checked out of the game, and
Blue team's turret
I'm
has
just
been destroyed.
trying to do what I can. See, I'm warding defensively here, anticipating that you notice Vladimir on the map. He wants to push the web quickly and get our bot turret, so I'm warding the bot or the red side for jungler to anticipate their rotation, and looking to make a play. I'm always looking to make a play. But there's no question that at this point they have the advantage and they are in control. Notice the goal difference is, we were up like 6, 7, or 8,000 gold at some point, and now it's even. So we both have 2 dragons. They have 2 infernals. We have air drake plus infernal. So I mean, it's an even game. But this is really even more so than before. This is a time where it's like your mechanics, your confidence, your state of mind becomes gradually more and more important. It's so important to mentally be in the game at this point, to be confident in your own mechanics and your own ability to recognize when to make plays and when not to make plays, to not throw the game. And that's the stage of the game right now. And this is a typical point where throwing is prevalent, where someone will maybe crack under the pressure kind of, and make a critical mistake, and waste that flash, or they not knowing their own limitations. Notice that the enemy has Baron. I'm not sure if this is the right call by them. It's interesting. They have Baron, but they're wasting it, kind of wasting it by trying to set up an ambush. Now they're rotating through a mid, which is, it's a bit uncoordinated, a bit clumsy, but this is solo queue though. So, I mean, the thing that's good is, it's good when you're coordinated. It doesn't have to be the smartest play, it doesn't have to be the best play, but as long as it's a coordinated play, you will increase your chances of winning. It's that simple. Just being coordinated is, my R on Caitlyn there. I feel like I did good in terms of peeling and everything. I'm not sure if this Yi really made use of his ultimate the most, and no words. Walking up to Caitlyn and literally just letting her use her empowered attack to crit him and kill him. Oh, Xerath's damage is insane. I mean, we all make mistakes, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, what can you do? So notice my itemization. I got Aegis now. I want to build towards Solari for Vladimir. Even though Vladimir is, he has a bad score, but he has a lot of CS, he has a lot of items, he is strong. You don't want to underestimate someone based on their score. Even if they're not even a good player, you don't want to underestimate their champion. Vladimir is a strong champion. If he just presses R, and if you have enough items, you're gonna make an impact. I mean, and I don't really know what Serath or Misfortune were doing here. I placed 2 wards here because I know that they have complete control of Baron, so they're gonna see my pink and clear it. So I just placed a normal ward. I recall because there's nothing more I can do. It's just, just like kind of walking. Sometimes I see people just kind of like walking back and forth, and they don't really know what they're doing, basically, and they're just, the other team has complete control, and then they're just wasting their own time. Then sometimes they even die. Like they're on the outskirts of the Baron Pit or the Dragon Pit or whatever, and they're just kind of walking back and forth to try to like, distract the enemy team, and it's just pointless. So I just try to make my actions deliberate and with intention. I want there to be intention behind what I'm doing. If I'm recalling, there should be a reason. If I'm not recalling, there should be a reason. If I'm warding, there should be a reason. If I'm not warding, there should be a reason. and defensive ward setup, predicting where they're going to rotate. And as you can see, they actually decided to recall. But, you know, I don't lose anything by putting these wards down. I just need to recall and they're replenished. Trying to set up a play here. Notice I'm the one who is initiating this. I'm the one who stood in the bush. I'm the one who started pinging because I want to try to coordinate a play. I know the game is slipping at this point, and I want to be the leader. I want to be the one to make a play. I know no one else is going to do it. I'm the one who has to do it. I'm putting a ward down in the mid lane because I'm predicting they're going to push mid lane and, you know, try to get our turret. And I'm trying to set up a play here, trying to win the game basically. This Fortune walks up, and that's... She should not have done that. She should have just waited in the bush. She might have, you know, prevented... We know Garen is there. We decide to hard commit for him because we don't know where everyone else on their team is, so I would say this was 100% the correct call. And again, this was, you know, I initiated this, and this is what it means to carry. You need to be the one to pay, you need to be the one to initiate. You need to know your own champions, you know, limitations and so on. And so Vladimir is pushing top lane while this is happening. And okay, he used flange, so that's good. He got the top turret, but I would say, based on the situation, well, everything that's happened, I would say that, you know, getting Garen and getting that goal, getting Caitlyn and Nami, you know, those this turned out in our favor. This little skirmish.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And I'm not sure when Baron is coming back. I'm probably gonna rotate towards Baron or Dragon, depending on which objective is spawning, because you can't just give up Dragon and Baron freely. Especially the later the game goes on, but like throughout the entire game, you should not do that. You know, can't just give up Baron and Dragon. You need to get something in return, and it doesn't have to be something like tangent, like a turret. It could just be getting tempo or vision. So they see me. They have some wards here. Sarah before we can really test anything, and so I have my R, I have my flash, so I can make a play. Just kind of, yeah, you know, going on Garen is not a good idea. Prioritizing which champion or like which who to go after as a support or any role for that matter is very important too. You know, I need to consider who should I go on here. I mean, ideally, I would say Vladimir after he uses Pool, or Kha'Zix, or Caitlyn, or Nami. Nami is the easiest, and it would be very effective actually, just to make the... Yeah, notice I use my R on Nami. Using my passive here to prevent them from... you know, just to CC them, be a tank, be the front line. I feel like I played this really well. I feel like Seraph is doing really well too. Vladimir is left, he's up. I mean, in terms of my state of mind, and you know, I think my team is a bit maybe tilted, and maybe, I mean, it's hard to say, but for me personally, this is just, I'm just trying to do what I can, but I feel like the game is slipping. I feel like the other team is in control, and there's nothing really, there's no, you know, this is feeling. This is not, I'm not even basing it on like team composition or a certain amount of items that the enemy has, or certain items that the enemy has versus my teammates' items and so on. It's nothing like that. It's not that. It's not a complex reasoning. It's simply based on my experience. I would just say based on what I'm seeing here and what's happening, how tanky Garen is, and just how everything is playing out, and what my own teammates are doing in terms of making plays. I just feel like the game is slipping. The game is in the red team's control. It's not in our control. It's really the red team's game to lose. It's not our game to win. I mean, Yi is top when Elder Dragon is spawning. Um, just no words really. I mean, literally, he's just saying, "Go ahead and take the dragon. Go ahead and win the game." I mean, they get Elder now. I mean, yeah. And this is pretty much where it's over. They got Elder, Serath, and Misfortune died. Yeah, I mean, so definitely sucks to lose games like this. But again, the point I want to reiterate is just focus on what you can do. Do not type, do not ping. Just focus on whatever it is that you can do based on your own skills, based on your own knowledge, based on your itemization to do everything you can to win.
Blue team's turret
And
has
that's
been destroyed.
those are my closing thoughts.